Hello everyone, Kieran Crabtree here, and welcome back to the Dinosaur Discovery. On the last review, we took a look at the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Action Attack Carnotaurus. For today's review, we're going to be taking a look at a much smaller figure from the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy line, and that is the Attack Pack Proceratosaurus. Well, alright, here we have the Proceratosaurus. Now, I'm really liking the way this figure looks. It kind of reminds me of a Velociraptor, but it's obviously not a raptor because it's lacking the toe claw. And it also has that horn-like crest on the very end of its snout. Now, Proceratosaurus is not actually a species of Ceratosaurus. It is actually a species of Tyrannosaurus rex. And I'm noticing one inaccuracy of this figure, and that is the crest on the very end of its snout. It kind of resembles to a horn, but most paleontologists believe that Proceratosaurus had a crest that more resembled to dinosaurs such as Guanlong. So, I mean, it is possible the Proceratosaurus had a crest like that, but it is very unlikely. But this figure looks awesome nonetheless. So, let's take a closer look at the packaging. Now, this figure is actually part of Wave 3 of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Attack Pack figures. It's actually been out for quite some time now, and was actually one of my very first Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures. Behind the Proceratosaurus, we of course have Mount Sibo erupting in the background. We have the Jurassic World logo. Then, of course, we have a cage-like structure going all around the box. I guess this box is supposed to resemble a cage, like the dinosaurs in the cage, and they're transporting the dinosaurs off the island. Really like that. Posable, Attack Pack Proceratosaurus. Here we have a picture of Owen and Blue. And then 3+. If we take a look at the very back of the box, we have some of the other Wave 3 figures that you can collect. The Minmi, the Protoceratops, and of course the star of our review today, the Proceratosaurus. Here we have, yet again, another Jurassic World logo, www.jurassicworld.com. We have the Mattel logo down here, and then we have some information about the Jurassic World Facts app. There is a QR code at the very bottom of each Mattel Jurassic World dinosaur figurine, and you can scan that in the app, and you get a ton of facts, and it's just really fun. Well, alright guys, let's get this figure out of the box. And it of course wouldn't be an unboxing video if I didn't show me taking it out of the box. Now there's a little nick right here. Now actually the glue's actually starting to peel off a little bit. This figure is, it's actually pretty rough shape. The box is actually kind of falling apart. There we go. Kind of pull out the Proceratosaurus. And it pops very easily out. Alright guys, here is the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Proceratosaurus out of the box, and I have to say this figure looks really good, although it does look kind of cartoony to me. It kind of looks like something that would come out of an Ice Age movie. I mean, it has those gigantic feet and a very, very short tail, and it has like this gigantic head. It just looks very, very cartoony to me. But as you can see, the detail on it actually really isn't that bad. There's a whole bunch of scales going all over the face. We of course have that crest on the very tip of its snout with some red paint on it. Its teeth look very nice. We have this white paint on it. Now, the teeth on my Proceratosaurus figure have been very, very sloppily painted. I'm gonna have to touch that up later, because you can see there's like barely any paint on the teeth on the very bottom jaw. We have that pink paint in the very inside of the mouth, on the skin flaps, and on the tongue. As you can see, the tongue also has some wear onto it. I don't really know how that got there. It's like this gigantic scratch on it. And look at those eyes. The eyes look very, very ferocious to me. We have that cat-like pupil, and the eyes are yellow. It just looks very cool. There is some shrink wrapping going on this Proceratosaurus's face, but that's what we've come to expect with all the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Its nose looks very nice, and as you can see, its body, it's very, very warty. There's a ton of bumps and scales going all over this Proceratosaurus's body, but yet there are some places on this figure, such as the belly, that don't have any bumps on it. It's just very, very smooth skin. So it kind of reminds me of skin that you would see on an amphibian, like a toad or something. Again, it's just very, very warty. But as you can see on the belly, there just really isn't any warts on it at all. And there's actually a pattern on the back. It's actually a darker paint. I don't know if you can see it, but there is in fact a pattern going on its back, and it actually continues to go to the tail, and then it just kind of stops here. So it's kind of rare when Mattel includes paint on their dinosaur figures' tails. Its belly kind of has this caramel color, and then it stops at its tail. But it looks very nice. Now, there are some places where the paint just quite didn't get onto the spot that it was supposed to be. I doubt you noticed that unless you picked up this figure and looked at it closely. But I've actually noticed that with a lot of Proceratosaurus figures, like ones I've seen in stores, where I think all of their bellies are like this, where there are just places where the paint just didn't reach the plastic. And yeah, the detailing looks very, very nice on this figure. Here is the Jurassic World Facts App scan code, and here's the Jurassic World official mark. Now, I do wish maybe they painted the claws on this dinosaur, but it's very, very rare when Mattel paints the claws on their dinosaur figurines, and if they do, they only paint their toe claws. But yeah, the detail looks very, very nice. For articulation, it is very, very basic. You can just move the arms and the legs. Yeah, they can both move. There's a swivel in the tail, and you can of course open and close the jaw, which is kind of kind of hard to open back up once you close it. But yeah, that's pretty much with articulation. Now, for its size, it's actually very, very small for a dinosaur figurine. From the tip of its tail to the tip of its nose, we're looking at around 6 inches, and for its height, we are looking at around 3 inches. So again, very, very small figurine, but all of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures are supposed to be in scale with the 3 3/4 inch human figures. So let's go ahead and let's get a human figure and let's compare it to this Proceratosaurus. Here we have Owen. As you can see, this Proceratosaurus is it scales quite nicely right next to Owen. I do think it is a little bit large for Proceratosaurus. Now, I know Proceratosaurus is only known from a single incomplete skull, but its skull was much smaller than this. I don't know if... Whoops, we don't want to drop him. I don't know if the Proceratosaurus skull that was found, I don't know if that individual was a juvenile or not, but again, it's kind of large right next to Owen. Well, overall, this is just a really cool toy. I highly recommend it. Now, is it the most scientifically accurate Proceratosaurus figure out there? No. But is it a Proceratosaurus toy? Yes. Proceratosaurus barely gets any action figures, and the fact that Mattel would include it for its original Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy line is just a miracle, in my opinion. This is just really cool that we're getting a very, very unpopular species that nobody has really ever heard about, and I think its action figure appearance is cool, but I think they could have done better. Like, they could have, of course, painted the claws, and they could have made its tail longer, and also I think they could have put more paint on this figure as well as make it less cartoony. But other than that, the Mattel is definitely trying with this line. Now, if you're wanting to pick up this figure, it is kind of hard to pick up the original Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures, but Amazon is currently selling this Attack Pack Proceratosaurus for $14.99. That is way overpriced, but Mattel did re-release this figure for the Dino Rivals toy line in a different color scheme. I kind of like the color scheme a little bit more than this one, but I think this one's probably more accurate to, well, like, it's more realistic for what this dinosaur may have, had for a color scheme. Well, alright guys, this has been the Dinosaur Discovery. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any future videos, and I will of course see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.